is going on, everybody? You already know it's Wednesday night. It's prime time. It's 9:30. My name is Paul Spencer.
The showstopper Cowboy Dave. What's up, everybody?
Guys, get your popcorn ready. It's 9:30. It's prime time. The 215 boys will be back in 1 minute to get this party started. Talking, you already know the Dallas Cowboys. We'll see you in 1 minute. Get your popcorn.
Later.
Hey, what's going on, Dave? It's 9:30. It's prime time. The 215 boys are live. What's going on, brother?
I'm here, baby. Big man. I'm here. I'm ready to roll, baby. Ready to roll.
Hey, first and foremost, man, how are you doing this? I know it's hot down in Philly today. It was like 85 today. I was doing some gardening. My butt is kicked today, so I'm ready to talk some Dallas Cowboys, man.
Brother, this weather's been absolutely ridiculous for April and into May weather. It's been, I mean, dude, 85, 90. It's just ridiculous at this point in time. Hot, warm, whatever you want to call it, but definitely not spring weather for sure.
Hey, my body's 52 years old, Dave. When I walked out there and the city was 85, I wanted to come back in, but that garden said, and plus Katie said, honey-do list, you better get it done. So I had to do it today. So now I can chill out and talk about what's best Dallas Cowboy football, Dave.
It's just so funny. I keep hearing people around me saying, time to put the air conditioner on. I'm like, it's only April into May. It's so early. I'm like, what is going on? But I can see why, because it has been over 90. So, you know.
And the funny thing is, like up here last week, it was like 45 degrees. Last week we did the show, it was 45 degrees, and today was 85. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. So
yeah, we went from 40 to 80 in like in a week and a half. Yeah, it's been crazy.
I'll probably be sick tomorrow, honestly.
I said, I'll take 65. I'm good with spring. But other than that, we're going from like 40 to 80. It's ridiculous. It's just crazy.
That's what I'm talking about. I can deal with 65, maybe 70-degree weather, pushing 85 in like not even really May. You know what I mean?
Well, now we're in May now officially, but still, I mean, it's just
May's doing a doozy on us, man. You know what I mean?
If this is what we have to look forward to going into June and July, we're in trouble.
It's insane, man. It's insane. I mean, the heat is kicking out there. I thought I saw the devil out there on my car, like cooking an egg on top of my hood. That's how hot it was. But Dave, speaking of hot things, man, can we talk about this NFL draft that we had here, Dave? I mean, we had a great class.
There was a draft. Did I miss something?
Yeah, well, Dallas did show up to the draft here, but to me, to a lot of fans, maybe not to a lot, but Dave, I think to me this was a questionable reach, and I want to say, hopefully these guys pan out at a position they really don't play.
Well, it was funny to me, Paul. Honestly, I know we had the 24th pick in the first round. Then we traded that pick. I'm thinking, what are we doing? Then we went to 29. I'm thinking, oh man, what is Jerry up to these days? I have no idea.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, going from 24 there, I saw a couple people out there that I wanted. Dave, when we did the show, I said Jackson Powers. Johnson, if he drops,
yeah, you did mention him.
You got to take this center out of Oregon. He's stud-like. He's great. He plays center, 4-year starter there. So I'm thinking, like, okay, he's dropping. Wow, we're going to get him. We're going to get him. And then I see, we're doing the live draft here, and I'm like, breaking news. I'm like, what the hell did we just do? Did we move back? But, Dave, we did get an extra pick there. We got another pick.
I think that's why they did it, because they knew they were going to get the extra pick. Right.
But, Dave, offensive line here, what was our needs going in? Left tackle, of course, Tyron Smith.
Well, with Tyron gone, yep.
And then Tyler Baez, going, up 95 there and going to the Washington Commanders.
You mean down 95. He didn't go up, but down.
No. I mean, Texas is lower, so you got to go up 95.
Oh, he went to Washington, right? Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, he's got to go up 95. Texas is a little bit lower, so you got to go.
Okay, right. I'm from where I am. It's down 95.
When he's at, he had to go upwards, but
right. I got you. Okay.
Tyler was a center. Now let's go number one here, Dave. Tyler Guyton. I know you're not the biggest college football fan, Dave, but Dave, 1,132 snaps at right tackle, 70 tackles in 4 years at left tackle. Dave, am I missing something here?
Yeah, I think you are. I think you are. The size of this kid, oh my God, I couldn't get over the size of this kid. My God, I think 6'7", 6'8", whatever he was, over 300 pounds. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. This guy. I mean, I just looked at the kid and I was like, wow, he's a beast.
If we were looking at a right tackle, if flipped, Tyron Smith versus Terrence Steele here, if this was the pick on right side, I'd be jumping up and doing hula hoops, probably breaking my leg, doing everything.
Right.
Because this kid is a stud. I mean, his
now,
size, Dave.
I don't know if you heard it or not, but I did hear. I was talking to people around me that were watching the draft. They said, and they told me that he can work on both sides of the line. I don't know if that's true or not. If he's done it, I'm not really sure.
Well, the thing is, I was explaining to you, Dave. We went back and forth about it. But my thing is this, Dave. Hearing it out of the box, I don't think we have one guy that's left-handed on our entire network. But Dave, if I came to you and I said, hey, Dave, you know what? I'm changing things up a little bit. Everybody here is right-handed. I need you to become left-handed in 3 months. Change your entire life.
Good luck with that.
That's what I mean. Your foot movement, your front foot becomes your back foot. Your back foot becomes your lead front foot. All your movements are different. Hand movement, it's different, Dave. It's not.
But what's funny, and you should say that. I know it's hard to adjust at times, and I understand that it really is hard to adjust. But sometimes, I don't want to say I've seen people with broken arms. If that's the arm they write with, they actually worked with that. I'm saying working with that left arm or whatever, because if you can't write with your right, you got to work with your left, right? So,
writing is a lot different than playing a blind side of a wannabe $60 million quarterback, Dave. There's a difference between writing and blind side.
Oh, I get it, but I'm saying you still have to learn to do it. And I'm sure. I'm sure that if Tyler, if Coach McCarthy or Coach Zimmer says jump, Tyler's going to say how high, and he's going to work on that side.
Well, there is light of this. First, Adam DeAnswer checking in. One of the hosts of the Atomic
Adam
checking in. He said, "What's up, fam? The weather is great. It's a little too hot for my blood." Adam, I'm just going to say that.
Yeah, right great now. Where you are.
Well, he's not that far. He's in the middle of the Bofos, Dave. He's in the middle of near Hershey Park, basically.
Okay, so that's cool. I guess, but it's little where I am. That's for sure.
Yep. Evan checks in. He says, 4 years of certain movement, hard to change your instinct. That's what I agree with you.
It's not easy.
You're a starter, your right side. And, one of the guys, Dave, real quick, before I get into what I was going to say here, a guy told me that this guy that watches college football, he says he watches it, but he goes, he protected his quarterback's blind side for 3 years. Mm-hmm. And I said to him, 2 years, I'm sorry. I'm like, you know what? You're right. But the difference is, Dylan Gabriel was left-handed in college for Oklahoma. Dak is right-handed.
Dak's right-handed.
It's not his blind side. Now he's moving over to the blind side, which is totally different. But what I was going to say is, listen, Tyler Smith, a natural guard in college when we drafted him 2 years ago, okay? Mm-hmm. Natural guard. He was kicked out to left tackle. He played it very well, okay? But that's fine. But we're moving a guy from right tackle, Dave, over the right guard, over the center, over the left guard, all the way over from east all the way to the west coast.
West side.
Playing left tackle. A lot different, Dave. A lot different.
We're only in May, Paul. Give him time. Maybe over time and until August, July, or August, September, he will figure it out, and we'll see what happens. I'm not saying it's going to happen overnight, but but this kid's willing to learn. He's willing. You could just see it in his face. If he was picked, he was ready to go. So,
his size-wise, his stature, right tackle. this kid is a beast. I watch a lot of Big 12 games in Oklahoma. This guy can move you off the ball. He even pulled a couple of times from right end, coming all the way across the flow of the game here, the game scheme. He can move. This kid has raw talent, raw power. He's fundamentally sound, but it's going to be going, you learned everything in 4 years, from 5 years old playing Pop Warner all the way up to 20 years old in college.
Right.
You're playing a certain way. It's like you drink milk with your cereal every day. Well, you're out of milk now. Now, you know what? Hey, we're going to give you straight up water now. It's
it's definitely going to be a switch for this kid. I think, you know what, though? if he's willing to learn and people, I'm sure he'll figure it out, and I'm sure the Cowboys they know what they're doing. So.
Yeah, Evan says you got the perfect guy for Tua. I mean, that's just like in college. Dylan Gabriel was now he's at Washington, of course. I'm sorry, Oregon now. He's transferred out of portal, going there now. But yeah, left-handed. That was the blind side there. But you rarely get a left-handed quarterback in college coming to the pros here. But Dak's right-handed, so I wish him well. I hope he pans out here because it wasn't a reach, Dave. But in my eyes, it really was a reach because you really didn't go out and get a starting left tackle, a true
tackle. Now, you got pretty much the right side of the line is what you got, but
yeah. But it worked out before, Dave. Tyler Smith.
But they seem to be happy with the pick, Paul. I mean, when I was in the draft room, they were very happy with that pick. So
you were in the Cowboys draft room?
No, I'm saying, but when you were watching it on TV, they seemed to be like they were really excited about the pick. So
All right, because I was going to say, if you're in a Cowboy, war room, what the hell? Where was my invite, Dave? Thanks a lot.
Nah, Jerry didn't invite me this year.
No, I kind of declined. He actually invited me, and I said,
"Oh, I didn't get the. It got lost in the mail. What happens?"
Yeah, he asked me in my input, and I was like, "Hey, Tyler Guyton's not the guy." And then he kicked me out of the war. I had to walk back because I had no money in my account. But
honestly, I trust Will McClay. I really do. I think Will McClay's got a good eye for this kind of stuff. I mean, he's been around a long time. So
what the worst thing though is one of the scouts are Deuce Vaughn's father. He's one of the scouts for.
I did hear that. Yes, I did.
I mean, last year they brought him in. Of course, it was like a father-son thing. Where he is in the depth chart, being a special teams player, really. Maybe running back 4 or 5. And we'll talk about that. But I don't know, Dave. I mean, they've hit on a lot of drafts. The last 5 years, really, going back to like the Parsons.
They usually draft well. They do normally draft well, and we've seen that. I mean.
They do, but I mean, this one here, Dave, this division has really gotten stronger. The Giants got
without a doubt
solid. The Eagles got their picks. Washington, they're building for the future. With Dan Quinn, of course, with all the picks they had, they hit as well. But Dallas, they still have an elite roster, Dave. But the problem is, you didn't go out and get the best player in that position to, I want to say, plug and play, Dave. Grab the guy, put him in there. Hey, you're left tackle. Go to left tackle. This is where you belong. I mean, it's a great pick, but
it is a good pick. It's a solid pick. I mean, my God. I mean, I'm sure. I think it's going to work out. I really do. I really do.
See, Evan brings up my point here. How much can you coach in 3 months? That's the thing. Like I said, it's very hard. Going from right tackle to left tackle. You've only had 70 starts in 3 years at Oklahoma in college at left tackle. I mean. Your front movement's totally different. Dave, it's like you break your leg, both your legs, and you're learning how to walk again. Is basically
it's not easy. Yeah, I know. I hear you.
It's really hard. But hey, if he pans out, he pans out. It's an A+. I mean, overall, I give this pick here, Dave. You know how I am. I'm very.
To me, I'll give it a hard B+. Honestly.
Okay. I'm a little bit lower. I'll go B. I'll go solid.
I think that's fair.
Okay. I mean, listen, if it was a right tackle that we needed and Terrence Steele got traded, I would be all over this.
Bang. No problem. Yep.
Size-wise, mobility-wise, scheme-wise, perfect fit. But I'm going to give it a solid B here because it's the word I want to use, Dave, is to be determined.
Okay? Yeah, well, to be continued is really.
Well, not continued. I mean, continued. I mean, we know where he's going, but I want to see to be continued, determined. What he's
TBD? Okay,
yeah,
I got you.
Just like, the Cowboys are playing at 1 o'clock. We don't know the schedule yet. We don't know what the time is. It's to be determined or to be
determined.
Yeah, so we're gonna give him a TBD B, B rating.
I'm going to say hard B+ on this. I really am. I think that's fair. I do.
Okay.
Because
I mean, being optimistic, yeah. Okay.
I mean, Oklahoma, he's 6'7", 6'8", 320, whatever he is, 3 plus 200 pounds.
They raised him at the combine 6'8", 321.
Dude, I looked at this kid. I was like, I was just impressed of the size of this guy. I'm like, my God, where'd they find him?
Eileen checking in and say, "What's up, guys?" Hey, Eileen.
Hey, Eileen, what's up, babe?
Yep, our New York Jets fan. Yes.
Jets, J-E-T, yes.
Yes. But you know what, Dave, real quick before we leave, go into the next pick here. If this pans out, Dave, 6'7", 320-pound Tyler Smith next to at 320, 6'8".
Tyler Guyton, are you kidding me?
Wow. I mean, this could
that's two big, enormous guys right there next to each other.
Yeah, you know what? Hey, Deuce Vaughn, you might be able to run behind that line over there.
That's what I'm saying. Dak might get a little protection this year.
Yeah, hey, like I said, Dave, to be determined. To be determined. We're gonna leave it there, though. But you know what? Hey, let's go to the next.
Isn't that the goal to save our quarterback and keep him healthy the whole year? So.
Yeah, you know what, Dave? It's funny. Funny you said that. During this draft, we did the live show here and out of the box. A couple guys did it. Like four of us actually did the whole thing there. And during the pick, I was talking to a couple people, after the draft there, and I was like, they asked me, how do you feel? And I was like, I don't like it. I do like it. I don't like it because of the fact I don't know what he's going to be over there. I don't know.
Right.
I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know how he's going to pan out left tackle. But the one thing is, my buddy said to me, he goes, you know what, Paul? I think they're trying to screw Dak Prescott. I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, they're setting a tone where they're not going out and getting the center. They're not going out and getting the left tackle. They're going to make Dak run for his life to run him out of Dallas. And I'm like, you can't
do that.
No. But let's move on to the second pick here. You got some explaining to do with this pick here, okay? Dave, we got a left tackle to be determined left tackle.
Okay.
But Dave, defensive end to me was a fourth round pick to me on our draft, my board, because center, running back, Dave, this was a reach. Western Michigan out of
Marshawn Nealon. Yes. I don't know much about the kid, but if he's an edge rusher, I'm sure. But you know what, though? I was thinking about it. It's kind of funny. If he works with D-Law, D-Law will work with him. You never know. He might learn some tricks, You never know.
This, to me, was a reach, Dave. I had him on my draft board, probably second tier of defensive end, and that's going 10 deep, okay? I had him projected at 13 defensive end, Dave, on my draft board.
Wow.
And I went back and watched a lot of film on this guy. He has a motor. He has skill. He has great arm movement. He gets low. He has a great bum rush and swim move. But, Dave, we always talk about lesser conferences. MAC, Western Michigan. Who the hell did he play to make him look this good?
I don't know for sure. I don't know. I mean, apparently they saw something in this kid that they liked for them to pick him. That's all I can tell you.
Well, I don't know. I mean, there was bigger needs to me, Dave, and this was a reach. I mean, I'm sitting there, watching it downstairs in the movie room. And as soon as this pick came on, I'd probably get banned for saying it, but I'm not going to say it because I was just so questionable. What in the hell? Let's put it that way, put it lightly. What in the hell did we just do?
Yeah, I got you.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I've seen the guy play. I know his name, but you have to go back and watch film on this guy, Dave. I mean, lesser conference, it's I don't know, Dave. I don't know.
Marshawn Nealon. That's all I can tell you. Western Michigan. He's an edge rusher. I'm sure he'll pan out. Well, it's funny, Paul. Dallas Cowboys don't ever do well in the second pick of the draft. It's kind of like go back and look at their second picks. Their second picks never pan out.
That's true. That's true.
Wasn't Taco a second pick too?
No, Taco was our very first round pick.
I thought he was second. Okay, my fault.
No, Taco Charlton was a first round pick for the Dallas
Cowboys. I knew he was first or second. I wasn't sure. Okay.
One of my top 4 busts all time for the Dallas Cowboys was Taco Charlton out of Michigan. Yes. Michigan. Yeah. But Dave, this move to me was a depth move. Why would he take a depth
this
move?
Could be a surprise move, Paul. You never know. This could be like, something.
Well, let's talk about this. Okay. To me, we'll talk about, our draft coming up here and what we have coming back for next season, coming about injuries there. But this tells me that they're going to use Micah Parsons on the edge a lot here because I think it's a rotation move where you have DeMarcus Lawrence and Parsons on the edge here. And then you bring in Nealon in as well, off the ball as a hybrid guy because he's faster than DeMarcus Lawrence.
He could be a Zimmer guy too, Paul. Think about that. Mike Zimmer probably saw something in him that he liked.
That's a great point, Dave. You said you watched the War Room. I watched this pick in the War Room, and the first person to jump up was Zimmer. This was a Zimmer pick.
Yep.
This was a Zimmer guy. It definitely was. And I think this was, they say, hey, Mike, listen, we know you're here. We're going to give you the second pick. Go out and pick your guy. I think this fits his scheme because he likes those fast edge guys, Dave. He likes them. And
Yeah, Mike Zimmer. Yeah, he had that in Minnesota too. If you think, and
yes.
he had like a lot of that in Minnesota.
This was a Zimmer pick. I mean, this to me it still was a depth move, Dave. I like it, but I don't like it because you jumped over a need. Honestly, you jumped over a need, and you didn't get it, and you got a depth move for me at defensive end here. You know, especially in round 256. To me, it was a little reach for me, Dave. I had to
I mean,
question
I'm not going to say you're wrong on a reach. It's definitely a reach for it, but like I said, Zimmer saw something in him, and I'm sure that's why they picked him.
Yeah, I think it was, a Zimmer pick 100% there. I know that's going to happen with him, because you lost. I mean, to me, I thought they were going to go maybe defense, like a nose tackle because they lost, goodness gracious, Jonathan Hankins as well.
Yeah, big Hank. Yeah, we lost Hank the Tank,
So I thought you were going to go nose tackle, honestly. I mean, that one made more sense to me because you got to plug, that situation, right there. But the D line's pretty strong. I mean, this guy gives you a lot of mobility, a lot of depth as well. So I'm okay with it. But I'll give this Dave here. I'm going to give this one a C+ because to me, it's depth move for me.
I'm going to agree with you. But I'm going to say, I'll say I'm not going to say C+. I'll just say a C in general, just regular C.
Okay. Yeah,
I think that's fair.
We'll see that. I mean, I don't want to say to be determined, but I want to say with a question mark. How does he?
I would put a question mark again for Marshawn, but as we were saying, him being a Zimmer pick, I mean, I'm sure Zimmer's going to work with him and make him, so we'll see what happens.
I mean, going from the Quinn situation here with Dan Quinn, I like to see how Zimmer's going to play this off the ball because you really think about it. During the draft pick, we really didn't get a second round defensive player, for our Dan Quinn guy, back in the day. We always went offense, try to, manipulate more scoring. But yeah, this was a Zimmer pick here, picking the best guy available that he wanted to fit his scheme. So
this was mostly a defensive draft for us, if you think about it. I mean,
it was. It definitely was. I mean, other than Guyton, of course, we got our next pick coming up here, which we'll talk about here. Let's talk about this guy, Dave. I am very high on this guy. During the draft, I said this guy. Well, I love this guy. I love this kid.
He's Kansas State, Cooper Bebe. He's a guard. I mean, I don't know how to feel this pick, Paul. I really don't know. I don't know much about the kid. I don't know how much about it. I mean, tell me what you know, because I don't know much about him.
Listen, Dave. Big 12 doesn't play defense. Okay, it's all about scoring, all about running, all about pass protection here, because that's what they do. They throw the ball. They want to score 50 points a game. But Dave, this kid, offensive lineman in the Big 12, player of the year twice, back to back. No one's ever done that.
Sounds like a player. Then I like it.
But Dave, that BU.
There's always a butt in there somewhere.
It's a huge butt, Dave. It's a huge butt here. We talked about Guyton, right tackle. He has never played center in his life. Explain.
Well, I guess he's got to learn. You got to learn sometime. So.
Well, Dave, you know what? Hey, at least we're going to have a classroom from one guy moving to right, moving over to left. Now we got a guy from guard going over to center. So the classroom is going to be pretty full of learning a new position.
Just put another center for Dak. My God, how many centers has Dak gone through in the past 8 years?
But, Dave, if this guy does work out, this guy is one of the low ball guys. He gets low. He fundamentally tackles. This guy can move. He is a general at guard. I mean,
I love it. I'm loving the pick.
And I tell you, Dave, if he reminds me of so much of Zach Martin, the contribution that he makes to this team at Kansas State. There, he is a general on the field. I watched a lot of this guy because I love watching. This is where Deuce Vaughn came from, Dave.
I hear you. I mean,
watching them. I'm sorry, he didn't go there. Yeah, but watching them play, how they ran the ball, his way he moves his body, Dave. He pulls a lot. Which Dallas really doesn't pull guards, Dave.
No, they don't.
But even being center, this guy has the mobility to move. He's not as big as Tyler Baez, but he's faster. And to me, he stays low, which low man wins the ball on the offensive line, Dave.
Normally, yeah, it does. You're right.
But the only downfall is Big 12 really didn't have nose tackles that are 320 pounds.
Well,
in the NFL, you see that. That's the only thing where you can get low, but how low are you going to go to stop a 320-pound nose tackle that can run a 4.6, 4.7? You know what I mean?
I got you.
I love this pick. I really do.
I remember when he was picked, you were all about this. Even on the oh gosh.
Group chat.
Thank you. Why can't I get that into my head? Yeah, even on the group chat, you were all over this pick. You were all about it.
I mean, I went two ways on it, Dave. I mean, a lot of people I was reading, about the Dallas Cowboys are like, oh, this is a great pick. This is a great pick at guard. And I'm like, what do you mean a guard? You can't play guard because you're going to be playing Tyler Smith on the left side, and you mean to tell me this guy's going to beat out Zach Martin? That's not going to happen. A rookie.
No.
So it made perfect sense.
Well, Zach, you got to remember too. Zach's has at least 2 more years left. I mean, at least. Right?
True. I mean, this guy, if he pans out and plays center, that's fine. You can kick him over to just, guard.
I mean, if Zach were to leave, there you go. Cooper's sitting right there with So
yeah, even if he gets hurt, you can still bring in Brock Hoffman, and
Brock Hoffman, yeah, sure.
Kick out Cooper there in his natural position. But I love the pick, but this is another one, Dave, to be determined to me.
I forgot about Brock Hoffman.
Yeah,
if the kid pans out, I'm sure he will. Yeah, and I mean, 3rd round pick. It's not bad.
I'm just surprised that he fell so low, Dave.
Well, a lot of these drafters fell low this year from what I saw. So I don't know.
I had him as my number 2 center. And
draftees, I should say. Drafters, I don't know.
And three centers went before him. That's surprising, where I had him number 2 on my draft board.
You had him 2 on your draft board?
I wanted this guy. Because I think I had him, in the second round? Well, second round going to us. Not third, but, But what grade do you have? I give this a, but to be determined.
I'm going to say B+ hard.
Okay.
Hard B+. Absolutely.
Great. Okay. That's a good answer there. Well, Dave, let's talk about this 4th pick.
This is the pick I am excited about. I can't wait to see this kid. I cannot wait to see this kid.
How do you think I feel, Dave?
I know you're a Notre Dame guy, and I know I love you. You've seen him play all season, so you know what this kid's about. My God, you did a Notre Dame show, for crying out loud, so you should know all this about this guy.
This guy, Dave. I mean,
I just can't pronounce his name.
Maurice Luafau is what they call him.
Luafau.
Yes. But Dave, to me, I'm a little upset because this was a reach a little bit. It was a reach, going from round 3 here. It was a reach to me. But this
There's always
kid,
a but in here somewhere.
But Dave, this kid is a ball hawk. He is so fast. I had him going 4th round, 5th round to us. That's why I had his name popped up when we talked about it. But
like you said, we had 2 third-round picks, so there you go.
This was considered the 4th round, really. That's why.
Exactly right. Right, exactly. So there you go.
So there we go. Give me a pat on the back on that. We got the one.
Yeah. See, that trade to 29 was big.
There we go. So I did say Cooper Bebe, and I got Maurice Luafau too. So
there you go. Yes, sir.
Not as good as I did last year, 100% on the draft.
No, last year you were on the money with last year you hit it pretty on the nail. You were good. You were good there.
This guy, I don't think he's going to start right away. I think he's going to be.
I think he's going to start right away. I think he's going to surprise. I just think if he's that good, he will. He will.
He's strong. He's fast. Who he reminds me of, Dave, is a Mantateo. Who he reminds me of.
Yes.
This guy's energy, the only thing, Dave, that I can say about him, he is impatient. Put it that way. He finds the hole and he hits the hole. He has tunnel vision where he sees it happen, but sometimes he's not correct.
Is he snap count happy, I guess, is what you're saying?
No, not snap count heavy. He thinks he sees the play before it happens. His instinct, gotcha. He reads his instincts on a mind level, like mind over matter, basically. But he sees it before it happens. But a lot of times, he doesn't hit the lottery on him. He goes the wrong way. He doesn't hit the Powerball, put it that way.
Well, okay, so he jumps at the wrong he jumps at the wrong time. It happens. I mean,
he jumps at the wrong hole a lot. He jumps on the wrong hole. Right.
Okay. His reads aren't the greatest, is what you're saying.
But the best thing with this one here, Dave, I think if he does start, I think we could put Marquise Bell back to safety as natural position.
Oh, yes. Okay.
And I think if he starts there, because listen, you have Overshawn coming back next year, this season here, healthy. Hopefully he's healthy. Please be healthy this year. And I think that could be a solid.
Well, linebacker. With this kid being a linebacker, would that take pressure off of Micah at all?
That's the question. How are they going to play him? Because you have Kendrick playing linebacker now too.
Right. Exactly. Right.
So that brings up the question: do we see Micah at defensive end more now, or
that's what I'm thinking? If this kid pans out, yeah, I think he would.
Okay, I mean, I can see it. I like to have him off the ball because if they play him a little bit wider and they have a strong linebacker, like I think Kendrick's going to be on Parsons' side and Overshawn's going to be over DeMarcus Lawrence's side. which tells me that there's an issue with that because you cannot have a linebacker like Louisville that jumps very fast. A play action, a back screen or something like that. He's going to bite and he's not going to contain. That's what scares me with him being middle linebacker.
I'm sure Zimmer will work with him.
I hope so. Eddie checking in was like, "What's up, Paul? What's up, Dave?"
Eddie, what's up, my brother?
You can check out Eddie every Saturday night or Friday night on the Atomic Drop, of course. Eddie says, "I'm still pissed off about the draft." I am, Eddie, but my grades were to be determined.
Eddie is the professor, bro. Come on now.
Yeah, but wrestling.
Of wrestling. Yes.
Well, Dave, I mean, what do you give this grade? I think it's a.
I'm going to give it a B-. I think it's a good pick.
B-. I'm going to go solid B here, but I think it's another depth move. I think he's going to be a special teams player right now, Dave. I really do.
He could be.
Yeah, I think it's in the special teams. But let's go on to this guy, Dave. I watched this kid play a little bit in the 5th round here.
How do you say it? Is it Kalen? Kalen? Is that right?
I call him Kalen.
Kalen Carson, cornerback.
Yeah.
Wake Forest.
My mom told me to sound out the A and the E, so I say Kalen.
I say Kalen. It's Kalen, right?
We're going to call him CC. That's what we're going to call him. Okay?
Double C? How's that?
Double C. There we go. But the only thing is, Dave, Wake Forest.
Wake Forest. Yeah.
I don't know. But
it is. I mean, technically, it is a 5th round. Well, yeah, 5th round pick. So.
But I tell you what, this guy, I think I wasn't a reach to me, but I think they got this guy at the right time because this kid is a solid corner.
What was his time? Do we know?
I don't know. I don't even know what his time was.
I mean, is he quick? Is he fast? I mean, I don't know much about him.
He's a ball hawk. He's a ball instinctor. He finds the ball. He high points balls, and he can play on an island too. And the one thing too is he can switch sides too, which you don't see.
I like that. That's a good thing. Yes.
He's really good in the corner situation. I like his size as well. But the only downfall is, playing in that JV conference of an ACC Wake Forest, conference. That was scares me a little bit. If he played the SEC and he held his own where he got him, I'd be more happier. Alabama, LSU, Georgia, those teams. But Wake Forest wasn't really. I think they won 4 games all year, Dave.
Yeah, I didn't think they won that many this year. I wasn't sure.
Yeah. And he says no center. Yeah, I mean, if Bebe moves over there, it's to be determined that he hits there. That's fine.
Come on, Ed. They're going to move Cooper over there sometime. You know that.
Yeah, they will. I mean, he'll work, but hopefully. The Wake Forest cornerback is the only one that I like. He's very solid. Yeah, I agree. He's a ball hawk. I like it. I like his instinct. I think they can work with him. I think this was not a Dan Quinn guy. Mike Zimmer moved too.
Mike Zimmer. Dan Quinn's in Washington. He ain't going. Don't worry about it.
You know who he reminds me of? I know this. He played safety. He reminds me of Harrison Smith, though.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Even though it's not a comparison playing corner to safety, but I think this guy reminds of Zimmer of a Harrison Smith.
I mean, can he cover? Does he tackle? Do we know? I mean, can he cover?
He's not afraid to put his head down. He will make
see, I like corners like that. I mean, there's corners back in the day that could cover but couldn't tackle to save their life.
Exactly.
Exactly. AKA Bobby Taylor. Thank you.
Oh man, another bust. Yeah. But I mean, yeah. Talk about guys who don't want to tackle.
Just saying.
Deion Sanders, one of those guys, But,
but Deion can cover anything, just couldn't tackle.
Yes, Bebe is not a center, like I said earlier in the show. He's never played center.
Eddie, they will work with him to be one.
But we're going to call it to be determined. We're going to call all to be determined. Guyton's a to be determined.
To be continued.
It's going to be determined to me because I don't know if I can determine him a.
All right, determined.
Whatever. Big 12 O-line on our soft. Yeah, I agree with that one too. But raw size. This kid has the size, and if they can move him over there, plug him over there, it'll be okay. To be determined as well. But let's talk about this 6th round pick, Dave. I had to do a lot of research because I do not watch Southwest Missouri State.
Ryan Flerney.
Yes.
Southeast Missouri State.
Yes. It's a depth move, Dave. It's definitely a depth move.
It's definitely. I didn't see much film on the kid, but from what I saw, he looked pretty fast to me. I mean,
the problem is, I think he's a burner. 6'1". I looked at his time. He does run a fast time there. But Dave, I can't really say much about him. I'm not going to lie and say I know this kid. I do not know this kid.
I mean, do you watch all Southeast Missouri State games? I mean, I
didn't even know they had a team anymore.
I knew they did. I just didn't know. I mean, it's like I would go in the morning to watch Southeast Missouri State.
Yeah, to me, it's like one of those. I get every channel in the world. I think if I see Southwest Missouri State, I'm going to skip over that one and go to the next game. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But yeah, I don't know much about him. I'm not going to say anything. Now let's talk about the seventh round pick.
Well, wait a minute, being a 6th-round pick, though, I mean, from what I did actually see video on the kid, and he was quick. He was very quick. So,
I mean,
his good hands, I don't know, but I know he was fast.
Well, to me, this was best player available. You know what I mean? At the wide receiver room.
Sure. I mean,
you know,
that's 6. That's what you get, right?
Yeah, you said best player available. That's what you.
Paul, he was the 216th pick. Come on.
To a war room one time. I think I can get a better pick than that.
I'm sure you could.
You know, but we don't know. But hey, if he pans out, he pans out. But I like the 7th round pick.
Never know.
I like the 7th round pick, Nathan Thomas. I love
Nathan Thomas, Louisiana Lafayette.
I love this kid. I did watch this guy play an offensive tackle. This guy can move. He was best player available, so they took him here. I think he'll be a depth rotation, of course. Coming off the rotation there.
What side does he work? What side of the line is he on? I mean, what side?
He actually played both in college.
Okay, there you go.
He's more of a right tackle though, so it's fine. Just in case Terrence Steele goes down, we have a right tackle there. But he can move over to the left side as well.
So he's flexible.
He is flexible. He played both tackles in college. He's more of a standout right tackle, but to me, it's a depth move here. I think it's rebuilding that depth rotation that we have here. I like him. I like how he moves. He does pass block better than run block, which is better. That I like.
What's wrong with that?
We're more pass happy than run happy, so
There you go.
Yeah. So I give this move, a B because he's a depth move.
I'll give it a B minus, somewhere on there.
Okay. Yeah, I can give him a B because it's depth. That's fine with me to give him depth there. But 7th round, Dave. Let's talk about the 7th round.
Justin Rogers, defensive tackle from Auburn, baby.
Auburn scares me. Auburn tackles scare me, Dave. I just don't know. I mean, I watched the kid play. I watched the Iron Bowl a couple times there. Watched that SEC game there, of course.
The Iron Bowl.
But to me, Dave, this guy, size-wise, is there, but he's slow. Very slow.
Yeah, well,
I mean, you're not going to pull. But once again, it's depth. It's a depth move, Dave.
It's a depth move. Yep.
So, I mean, speaking of the draft here, what overall grade do you give this, Dave? I give it a B because
I'm going to give it a C plus. I think it's a C plus at best.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say it's no higher, no lower. It is what it is.
Okay. Because I'm going to give it a B here. To be determined. To be determined.
I mean, I'm not going to say it's the best draft like the Eagles did, but I'll say it's a C plus at best.
Yeah, I'm still going to go B because I think a lot of depth move here, rotation players, and a lot of question marks. Will he pan out? Can he pan out? Or, to be determined. We'll put it that way.
I didn't see much on the Giants this year. What they did, I wasn't really paying attention.
They got a stud round 1, Malik Neighbors. That wide receiver was nasty. Arguably.
And what did Washington do? I have no idea.
Washington plugged a lot of players there. Their draft was really sound. A lot of people didn't like it. I kind of like it. Jaden Daniels, I'm very high on him. I think he's going to be great. I think they're really going to be good as well. And he says the Eagles had an A draft. Yeah, I agree with that 100%. What they did is they picked players that's going to build two of the top cornerbacks went into the Philadelphia Eagles this year and didn't even have to reach for them. They dropped, and then they built for the future there too. They got picks, further down the line for the future as well.
Well, that's what they do. I mean.
Yep. And then, just like Eddie said, they address their weak spots. Cornerback. And if you move Cooper DeJean back,
that's what teams do. They address their weak spots. That's what they're supposed to do. Yeah.
Well, we address.
I mean, we addressed them. We just went the wrong side.
I don't know.
We went the wrong direction.
I don't know if Jerry, we need a left tackle. I don't know if he
got to go left. We went right.
maybe he got the cards like, what do we need? We need a left tackle. He flipped it upside down. It's like, oh, we need a right tackle. Oh, okay.
I think Jerry was drinking.
Yep. Well, we got about 10 minutes left, Dave. We're going to cut a little short tonight. But let's talk about this guy right here. Ezekiel Elliott.
Welcome back. We missed you.
Oh, Dave, what does he have left in the tank?
I think he's got a lot left. I do. I think he didn't have much of an offensive line in New England when he was there. I think with us, he will have an offensive line. He will be hitting the holes and short yardage. I mean, you got to remember, if we're on the 4th 3-yard line, that's where Zeke does his best. So
okay,
I mean, I'm glad he's back. I really am. I missed him for a year, but I'm just mad about one thing. Just one thing. Why in the world are you going back to number 15?
College.
Stay at 21.
Yeah, I'm pissed off. Now I got to spend another $250 and buy another.
And you know what? I think I have a feeling why he's not going to 21.
Explain.
And I don't know if you're going to like it or not. I'm afraid to say it.
I'm willing to hear anything right now.
I think Gilmore's coming back.
I don't think so.
I think he is. That's why they're doing it.
I don't know.
I just have a feeling Stefan's coming back.
I think he's just, trying to find the fountain of youth here and go back to the Ohio State days, being 15, where he was.
Oh, I get it. I mean, that's what he did for New England. I get it.
Sure, but Dave, where does he fit in? Because Royce Freeman, Rico Dowdy, and Zeke, top 3.
Yeah, you forgot about is Malik Davis still sitting there too?
Yeah, but I think he's going to be a practice squad guy. Honestly,
I think him. Yeah, because Rico really showed what he was made of last year with Pollard behind him.
Mm-hmm.
Well, congrats to Tony Pollard going to the Titans for 3 years.
No, there's no congratulations there, Dave.
Well, yeah, he was, but no, welcome back, Zeke. He seems he's happy to be back. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And it is official, which is a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Eddie, you stop right now, Mr. Toastman. Okay, I see your comments, bro, and we're going to need that guy on the 2-yard line. So I don't want to hear it from you, Mr. Man.
But argue this point, Dave. He said Zeke didn't give Dallas anything the last year he was here.
He did too. He had 12 touchdowns.
He stole them from Pollard.
He still had 12 touchdowns. I mean,
Dave, it's to me he was only the red zone guy, but.
But that's what we need. Last year we didn't have that red zone guy. How many times were we in the red zone last year and we couldn't punch it in? Come on now.
That's because we were too busy doing false starts and holding.
Well, that too, exactly. And our wonderful kicker kicking field goals all day long.
But you gotta have 7 over 3.
Wait, let's go back now. Let's go back here. Last season, okay? How many times did I have to hear you, mister, on my left side of me right now, screaming and carrying on because we can't punch the ball in the end zone because we don't have that guy? Well, you know what? This year they do. They do.
But Dave, but again, there is still that to be determined offensive line.
Screaming on the top of we can't punch the ball in the end zone. Well, you know what? This year we have 3 solid running backs if you think about it. So
who's top of the depth chart?
Oh, right now Zeke's number 1.
Okay. Who's 2?
I think it's between either Royce Freeman or Deuce Vaughn. Take your pick.
No, Deuce Vaughn's gonna be
Okay. I'm sorry. I take that back. Rico or Royce Freeman. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be Zeke, Royce Freeman.
But I'm gonna say this right now. I think they're gonna go get another running back somewhere along the line between now and August, whatever.
Well, I'm glad you said that. Read this comment here. Gilmore only comes back at league minimum. I can see if he comes back, but he's not going to.
Which is fine. I'm sure that's what he'll do.
But you're not Gilmore because a lot of people can't feed their families on league minimum.
But my point being is, I think they're going to go get a running back somewhere between now and July.
Okay. Adam says the good draft for the Eagles have been Brown expensive. Good luck. Yeah, I agree. I mean, they what they're built for the future. Devontae Smith, everybody signed up. AJ Brown signed up. They did a great.
I like that kid, Edwards-Helaire. I think he would be a good fit for the Cowboys. I really do.
I don't know. Eddie says Dallas doesn't have a wide receiver and get downfield. That's the one thing. Even going back 2 years with Zeke here, Dave. How many times do I scream to you? Where the freak is the screen game? We don't screen anymore.
We don't do that. Well, we don't do that as much as we used to back in the day. I mean,
we need it. We need a screen game.
I get you. I got you.
We have to.
I know. That's what Dak does best, though.
Mm-hmm. He said Deuce sucks. I agree with that. To me, Deuce is a good back, but he's more of a schematic guy.
Deuce is more of a special teams guy, if you think about it. I mean,
to me, Dave. To me, if I had Deuce falling on my team, I would run a lot of space. I would put him in space, out of the backfield, get him in space, get him on a screen. Something like that, a jet or something like that, where he's one-on-one, because you put a guy that's 170 pounds wet okay, and you run against these defensive linemen, your shiftiness is not going to do what you did in college. It's not going to happen.
No, we've been saying this. I mean, with Zeke being back, which I'm a Zeke guy. I love a Zeke guy.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been a Zeke guy since I believe he got drafted. I was beyond excited.
Sure.
2016 best draft ever. But anyway, that's beyond the point. I'm glad with him being back. Short yardage is going to mean a lot for this Cowboys team. And think about it. You're going to need 1st and 5, 2nd and 3rd, 3 on the 2, whatever the case may be. That's what he's there for, and that's why they're going to need that. They're going to need that punch. And if they have that offensive line working, you'll be all right.
Yep. Adam says go on a Lamb extension. Yeah, they're going to have to sign Lamb here, which we won't talk about tonight.
You know what? I don't want to talk about that right now because I don't know what Terry's doing with that. I really don't. I can't figure it out.
We were going to talk about extensions, but we won't talk about
he did say, I did hear him say that the main focus was the 3, was Dak, Micah, and Lamb. So I'm sure they're going to address that one of these. It's going to happen eventually.
Well, the problem is, Justin Jefferson just got signed to a lucrative deal. They're setting the market.
St. Brown just got a big deal too for 4 years with the Lions.
And just like your boy, what's his name from Jacksonville, going to
Calvin Ridley.
Calvin Ridley set the tempo too. And CeeDee's a lot better than that. And it all falls down to, we won't talk about a lot of it, but it all falls down to Dak Prescott's situation. Is he going to take that, long-term deal where he's going to back end it to give us money on the draft here coming up? Or does he just say, you know what, I'm the diva, I'm the guy, pay me first, and then you're not going to have enough money to pay Parsons.
But it's so funny. I mean, Dak's sitting there saying I don't have to be the highest paid quarterback. I can, go, 45. But do I believe that? I don't know.
I know. I mean, when a quarterback comes out and says, I can't live off $45 million a year, well.
But then he reverses his saying and saying I don't have to be the highest paid. So I don't know. I really don't know where he's going.
The funny thing is, I think 6 quarterbacks underneath you that's paid wise have won a Super Bowl before you. You know what I mean? Yeah,
I get it, Paul. I see what you're saying, but I'm just trying to figure it out. I mean, to me, 45 for 3 years, I'm okay with that. I mean,
I can get between 40 to 45. I can deal with that, but if he wants 50,
I can deal with even if it's a 2-year deal. I'm okay with that. I mean,
I don't think he's going to sign a 2-year deal. I think he's looking for a 3 to 4, possibly 5-year window.
Yeah, it's a possibility. But here's the thing: and Sydney don't pay him. So he just plays the year out and he's done.
Well, let me look at next year's draft. Brock Ewers, Shedeur Sanders coming out next year. I don't like either one.
Oh, I see where you're going, but my point is, if he does, say they don't pay him, say they don't give him money, like they're not going to give him a year extension, then he goes out and pans out. I mean, I don't know. I just don't know. It's kind of like it's weird to me.
Yeah, Eddie says Dak, if he's a team player, he would take $35 million and make sure everybody's paid.
I think 45 is fair. I do.
I can't see him taking 35 because that's like Romo deal, how he backed out of all that money.
He's not going to take it, as much as he wants 60, and I get it.
60.
I think 45 is fair.
45, yeah, I'm fine with that.
45. We'll say 45 for 2 years. What do you think?
I don't think he's going to take a 2-year deal. I think he wants that 3 to 4, possibly 5.
Okay, so 45 for 3 years.
I would do a 45 for 3.
Okay.
But you have to back in that contract and give him guaranteed money up front so it doesn't go.
So if you give him 45 for 3 years and you spread that out and you can pay CD and you can pay Micah with that, couldn't you?
You can. You have to manipulate the cap there. If you pay him guaranteed money, it doesn't go against your cap. It's not dead space because it's money already guaranteed off the books there. So if you do that, the salary cap is totally different, which you can sign players. And the cap goes up. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but it goes up quite a few million next year, which helps us out as well.
And if Gilmore, I think Gilmore does want to come back. I don't know at what price, but I'm sure. I think they would work something out with him.
Mm-hmm. And he says Romo was better than Dak. If I put Romo with this team, I think we would have went to the promised land already.
Okay, I'm going to extend that a little bit. Romo better than Dak. Romo could read a defense better than Dak for damn sure.
Sure.
But Dak's faster than what Romo is, so I don't know.
With the offensive line that you've given Dak Prescott in the last 2 to 3 years, you give that to Romo. Romo wouldn't have to run for his life. We know.
No, without a doubt, without a doubt. But Romo can read a defense better than anybody.
Sure, we called him Houdini, getting out of the backfield. We don't have to be
Right,
that guy.
exactly. Dak looks at one guy and calls it a day.
He reads he knows the read progressions. He looks at one wide receiver, and that's Lamb. Romo, it was everybody.
Well, they're right, but Dak's either a tight end or a receiver done. It's what you're going to get,
Yeah, I mean, your left wide receiver's missing in action, 17 games a year because it's all.
Well, if CD's covered, it's going to be the tight end for sure.
Sure. Yep. All right. Well, we talked about the running back. Next week we'll get into Dak Prescott situation here. What's going to happen with OTAs? CD Lamb. Just give you a clear topic for next week. We'll talk about.
It's definitely going to be interesting coming. The next few months coming up and see what the Dallas Cowboys do. I mean, we did nothing in free agency. Really, we did nothing.
No, we didn't have the money. We didn't have money, dude.
Right, but we signed a linebacker from the Chargers. Kendricks, which I thought that was a good pickup, to be honest with you.
It was a starter, but it was just what you can afford to bring in. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly. Right, but it's funny because he was going to sign with the Niners, and then he turned around and came to us.
Yeah, I mean, that would have been a better situation going green law and Fred Warner, but I think he wants to play for Zimmer. He is the Zimmer guy.
Well, he's a Zimmer guy too. Right, exactly.
Makes sense. And he says, who cares about a quarterback's speed? It's the last thing you want from a quarterback. That is true, too. With Lamar Jackson, if you can't read your progression.
Eddie, Randall had speed. Randall could run. Come on, bro.
Yeah, but he didn't have an accurate arm where he went.
And Randall had an arm, too. Randall, oh, my God.
But he didn't have progression read stuff. That's the thing.
Yeah, but Randall had so much. He was so good.
Well, then explain Lamar Jackson.
I mean, with Randall, though, when he went to Minnesota, my God, he got in the NFC Championship game.
Yeah, but then explain Lamar Jackson, the fastest guy on earth.
Lamar can't get past the second round.
That's because he doesn't read progressions.
Well, Randall could. Randall was good. Randall was their joke with Minnesota and with the Eagles. He was really good.
To me, it's a different time of their era. Back in the day, it was totally different for the NFL. You know what I mean? I think Randall nowadays, I think he would probably be a mediocre quarterback, even with his legs.
Randall? Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow.
You have DBs that can hit, that can flow, that can tackle, that can cover now. Back then,
Randall could go on the run. He had an arm. He could throw the ball. I mean, Randall did a lot. I'm not saying I'm not put him on a pedestal, but he was a pretty good, decent quarterback.
But the thing is, back then, you had corners that really wasn't elite. Now you have elite corners on every team. You have a shutdown corner and an elite, opposite side corner too. Back in the NFL, you didn't have that. He had one good year, of course, but that was pretty much it. Honestly,
you go back in there, you had Randall, you had Warren Moon, guys like that. Man, good players.
I was never happy. I was never sold on Warren Moon. I really wasn't.
Oh, I liked Warren Moon. I was a fan.
I wasn't. I wasn't. I don't know. I just don't know. Kendrick is a Zimmer guy. Yes.
I love the commercial. It was drinking the moon.
Randall didn't win. Dallas owned Randall. Yeah. But, going into next week we'll talk about, Dak Prescott's situation. CD Lamb, is he going to show up to OTAs? Does he want that big contract?
That's the question. Yeah.
Also with Micah Parsons as well. We'll talk about, we'll dive into what we hear and, mandatory camps coming up for the rookies coming up pretty soon. We'll definitely talk about that. But before we get out of here, we got to mention some great sponsors here that Out of the Box.
Let's do it.
Entertainment, of course. First and foremost, we'll talk about monkeycoldcoffee.com, the evolution of flavor-infused coffee. Reach out to them. Use promo code OTB Sports at monkeycoldcoffee.com. 7 great flavors. The newest flavor, honey agave, cinnamon, toasted coconut on the rum, bourbon chocolate chip. And also, Matt, the owner, is doing barrel-aged honey. If you like honey, get it out there. Specially made right there. Use promo code OTBS Sports at the checkout there. Also, if you need a lawyer out there, please call my guy Jason Fine, 1-800-HURT-123. Attorney Big Al. Motor vehicle accidents, slip and fall, workman's comp, personal injury claims, 3 convenient locations throughout Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Cherry Hill, New Jersey, Philadelphia, and my neck of the woods, Pittsburgh, PA. Mention Out of the Box, they take your case. 1 fee, no recovery, no fee, 33 1/3%. You're not going to get that from any lawyer out there. I don't care if you just graduated from law school. You're not going to get 33 1/3% because here at Out of the Box, we're family with Jason Fine. So 1-800-HURT-123.
Attorney Big Al.
You already know. Moon was a pocket quarterback. He had a hell of an arm, but he was a pocket quarterback that didn't run. Exactly.
Moon had Givens, too.
Yep. But Dave, before we get out of here, when are they going to see you again?
You guys can catch me, I think we're going to go Friday night, the Thomas Drop podcast. I think it's Friday night. We're going to do Friday night, 10:30 or 11. I'm not really sure.
I think we're going to do 11 o'clock. We're going to do 11.
11? Okay, that's fine. And you can actually catch me on Tuesday night. I believe Sully and I will be doing extra innings. I want to say 7 o'clock Tuesday night, if I'm not mistaken on that. And you'll catch me back here on Wednesday at 9:30. I don't know if we're going next week or not, but that's Rob.
Yeah, I heard it's going to be Tuesday night again. That's coming back here, of course. But guys, if you're a UFC fan, I got breaking news here. This is coming. It's just in productions today. We talked about it. May 27th, Inside the Octagon with myself and Josh. Every Monday, 8:30. We're going to be talking all UFC and also throwing some boxing as well. So if you're a UFC fan, stay tuned to that. My guy Josh is coming to the network. Great guy, great friend. And it's back. We're going to be finally talking about the.
Yeah, you and Josh are kicking it out in the UFC fight. I love it.
Can't wait. You know, because Saturday nights from 5 to 1 o'clock in the morning. You know where I am, UFC.
Yeah, I know you are.
Yes, you already know. It's UFC all day.
UFC guy.
Well, Dave, hey, let's get out of here, man. 56 minutes here. We have 62 live viewers checking in. Thank you. Appreciate you guys checking in.
Thank you, everybody. We really appreciate it. It means a lot of box sports.
So, Dave, how about you take us out of here, brother?
You want me to take us out of there? I can take us out of there. Ladies and gentlemen, Cowboy Nation, get ready for another interesting season. I'll give you that much. And I'll just say, enjoy the season, everybody, and go, boys, go.
You already know. See you next Wednesday night, 9:30, 215 boys. My name is Paul Spencer. That is Cowboy Dave. We'll see you next Wednesday night, prime time, 9:30. See you then.
Go, boys, go. See you.